Well. Happy Friday, guys. Today is actually a 20-year anniversary for myself of driving trucks solo. I got my license like about 2 months prior to that, today's date. So I'm actually celebrating my first solo trip and making the delivery without trainer or co-driver or anything like that on board. And it's so weird because the place I'm delivering today here in Amarillo, Texas, is actually the same place that I delivered my first load to. So it's a 20-year this month anniversary, and I'm delivering to the same place. What's really crazy about it is I actually had an issue delivering my first load here. It was crazy because I'm new, I'm green, and I was ready to kick in the door and knock out the first load. So what had happened 20 years ago is when I got here, I had picked up the load from my company yard. It was a drop trailer. So dispatch was saying, hey, does anybody interested in doing this load, blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of gung-ho. I was ready to start making money because the first couple months with the training, getting your license, passing all the tests, and they had a special they called training after your trainer. They put you with another inexperienced driver. So you're two new rookies. They call it the Dumb and Dumber. And they had the two of you guys out there training each other. So basically, before they let you loose, they wanted you to do about 3-4 weeks of that. So I got my training with the trainer, after getting my CDL, some more tests and schooling. Company, by the way, if you're curious, it was Stevens Transport out of Mesquite, Texas, which is the Dallas area. So it was a nice company to start off with because they didn't really put a lot of pressure on you, and they knew you didn't know nothing. They were okay with that. They were the actual school to help me get my license and train me. They had their own driving course on their property, so it was fenced in. So you got to drive trucks without the fear of being on public roads. So it was a little safety net fallback to where they even had old trucks and trailers parked that if you hit them while you were practicing, it was no big deal, no accident, nothing reported like that. So they even had cars, and boy, did some of us hit those cars. So there were junk cars, disabled and that kind of stuff. But it was just crazy because I remember my co-driver, my co-rookie driver, he was practicing backing up with the trailer, and he was asking me, it was all right, because I told him stop. He didn't stop. He kept going, and his back trailer tires ran over the hood of that car and lifted that car is in the air in a 90-degree angle. And he's asking me, is it all right? Is everything good and stuff? It was just crazy. I had him come out and look. I said, I told you to stop. But again, it was a good time because you were able to practice without any repercussions of any damaging and stuff like that. So I really liked how that company had it set up. They made you watch a lot of videos, tests, and they kind of scared you a little bit and stuff. But I think overall it was a good experience. It helped me become the driver that I am today. So their policy also, if you stayed working with them, every couple months, they force you to watch videos. So there was a lot of drivers who didn't want to lose the time, and they know sometimes they make you do a test and whatnot. So whenever you had a load and you were coming to the company yard in Mesquite. That was the headquarters. They would look you up and saw that it's been a while since you sat down and watched a video or something new came up or whatnot. They would take the load from you and have you drop it in the yard, and then they would kind of like put you on hold where you can't leave with the truck and trailer basically till you finished what was due that they expected you, whether watching films, do a drug test, get your truck checked out, update your permits, update your DOT physical. So it was good because they had a lot of trucks and drivers, and somehow they were still able to do a good job managing them. So, but fast forward back over here, what had happened is, my very first load when I got here, I was gung-ho about doing it. So I guess the dispatcher asked me, "You sure you can do it? It's about 400 miles away." And I was like, "Oh, I could do that. That's nothing, this, and that." So I literally kind of bit off more than I could chew. It had I think it was a 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock appointment. So I picked up this load from the yard around, I guess, 4 or 5 o'clock. So I didn't think too much of it. And it was from Dallas to Lubbock. So I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong on the mileage, but I'm pretty sure it was about close to 400 miles or so. 300 miles, whatever it was. And anyway, what happened is I started driving, hit a little bit traffic in Dallas, had to scale the load out, and then I started getting tired. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just stop and get rest a little bit. So I stopped to get rest, maybe an hour or two. Then I was like, hey, I better make it. So I drove again, getting late because I was up all day, and I didn't understand about better planning the trip. So I stopped a couple times. I was really tired, and I didn't want to get in an accident. So I would drive an hour or two, then stop for a half an hour, get a nap, maybe an hour. And finally, I made it here. I think I got here at 5 in the morning, so I was on time and stuff. And then they had me waiting because I think the appointment was for at 7. And then I didn't realize that by 7 o'clock, my 14 hours was up. So they got really mad at me because, again, it was my first load, and we had a lot of meetings with the safety department and stuff. And the safety's philosophy was, if you're out of hours, don't drive the truck. Because they were trying to avoid having accidents and payouts from the insurance because they were self-insured. So if you had an accident, it was a big problem for them. And they would tell us in class, listen, if you're out of hours, we don't mind. Call us. We'll send a tow truck and tow you to the next truck stop or whatever you had to do. So again, this is my first solo run, and I'm remembering that. And I'm like, I'm out of hours, so I'm not legally supposed to drive. So when I let the receiver know, hey, your load of Clorox bleach is, I can't move the truck now, I'm out of hours. So they were like, no, well, you can move it over here, you're on private property, blah, 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 which it doesn't matter. If you're out of hours, you're out of hours. The thing was, back then, 20 years ago, there was not really electronic logs quite yet. So I think maybe Werner was the pioneer of it. I don't know if it was already implemented or not, but Werner was the pioneer of kind of like promoting a company being fully on electronic logs. Anyway, getting back to my paper log situation, so I called the company and I let them know, hey, they're like, oh, no, yeah, you could drive them. I'm like, no, I'm not driving. I know what safety told me. And they were like, they got your back. So what happened is, when you have a big company, you have a big portion that's devoted to safety, and they have their supervisors and stuff, and then you have dispatch and loads. Loads always want you to go pick up the load or go deliver load because they don't want to mess their customer accounts up, which I can understand. Thing was, they also had the safety, which safety department overrides the trucking side of the company, and they throw their hands up and they say, hey, listen, no, we're not moving that truck, or we're not going to do this, or the weather is bad, driving conditions, our vehicle is broken down, or not safe to use, or the driver fatigue, or whatever it was. And my thing was, I didn't have the hours. So safety backed me up, but it was head bumping going on. Dispatch was trying to force me to go move it. They were like, oh, well, you can, this, and that. It got to the point that I literally thought I was going to get fired on my first load. I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I wanted to do the right thing and not have a problem. So there was an issue here that the shipper said, well, if you're not going to deliver the load, they wanted you off the property. So I let my company know, and they told me kind of like what to do. And they said, just go to the nearest truck stop, which I went. And then another truck driver came and met me at that truck stop, and he gave me an empty trailer and took my trailer to go make the delivery. So they kind of got the load still delivered, but what really surprised me is one of the guys in the safety department, I'll never forget, his name was Adrian, and he was like, do I need to come down there and drive that truck to deliver that product? And I was like, the people that worked under him, because he was the supervisor, I was like, this is kind of like crazy, because they kept preaching, don't take any chances, we'll back you up, da-da. And he was really pushing me. You know, he thought because I knew who he was, I had met him, so it wasn't just me talking to somebody on the phone and finding out. But it really sucked. But I did the right thing. They put me on timeout for a day to make sure I was well rested and whatnot. And then they gave me another load to meet somebody else and get the following day or so. But I was really nervous. I thought they were going to fire me and whatnot. But I didn't know at the time they really need drivers and stuff. So unless you caused an accident or something like that, or maybe cost them a customer, but they needed to understand, which they did, was I'm trying to do the right thing. It was my very first load. They knew I was green. They knew I was concerned, scared, all that balled into one. So coming back here 20 years later to the same place, it's a kick in the pants for me. Just like, wow, man, this is surreal, kind of. And the issue today is I had got delayed at the shipper in Fargo, North Dakota, and the receiver here again is in Amarillo, Texas. They delayed me about 7 hours, so it caused me to miss my 3 o'clock appointment yesterday. And with that said, I got here first thing the following morning, but their department that receives my product doesn't open till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Now, today is Friday. Fridays are a premium day. So how that works is you want to make sure you deliver and be empty so you can get your next load and run hassle-free over the weekend, because getting loaded on the weekend or delivering, you can run into problems, and it's going to prevent you from getting the mileage you want. So my boss talked to me yesterday, and he said, hey, John, I got your next load. You're going to be going to California. You'll have a couple 100-mile deadhead to such and such point in Texas. And I already knew, like, man, you're putting the carriage in front of the horse. we got to make sure this trailer's empty first. But I didn't want to sound derogatory or negative. So I'm like, okay, just let them know, hey. So this morning I spoke to them, let them know what they told me. Hey, you're going to be a work-in, which means you missed your appointment. So at 3 o'clock when they open, they'll kind of give idea if they can take you in. If they're super busy, they don't care. They'll just tell you, reschedule Saturday, Sunday, maybe even Monday, or worse, Tuesday. But it all depends how bad they need the product I'm delivering. I'm not really sure what the product is, but I just know it's dry goods because it's not refrigerated. Our trailers are dry, 53-foot dry trailers. So just like it could be sitting on a shelf, it could be sitting in your trailer unless they need it. Now with the weekend coming up, you don't know. The product could be, for example, let's say it's ketchup and it's a big holiday weekend or something. They know they're going to need them in the store shelves. So they're like, come right on in. They'll like bypass their normal procedure if they need the product. If they don't, they'll sit there and make you wait. And if they all of a sudden get freed up or other trucks miss their original appointment, they'll work with you and say, hey, come on in, bump this stock, we'll unload you, and we'll got you. Just right now, it's 10 o'clock, I don't know, so I got 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. I got 5 hours to sit here, do nothing, and don't know what's going to happen. So I ain't stressing it, it's important and stuff, but it's out of my hands. So they tell you, don't stress stuff that's not under your control. Right now, this is not under my control. So I'm thinking the positive. Hey, I might have the weekend off. I didn't really want it, but hey, I have a couple of days off, not stressed. That's a good thing, but in consideration, my boss last thing my boss want to see is the truck sitting for the weekend. So that's not good for him and for me for my next week's check, because we operate a week behind. It'll make my check smaller, so I don't really want to see that either. But I could just tell you this. Yesterday, man, dudes, you got to see my video. I uploaded it as a short. I got to have a fantastic steak dinner. And when I talk about steak dinner, I was at the steak place, the Big Texan in Amarillo, which is about 120 miles from here, which I drove this morning, and I stayed there last night. I had a 36-ounce Houston cut steak, and they butterflied it where they split it in half, and it was still a thick steak. It was a thick, so I could imagine double it before they butterflied it. It was awesome. I had about 80% of it. I didn't engulf it, but I definitely didn't leave there hungry, I'll tell you that. And I had a side of sweet potato. They had like a green chili, a chili corn or something, which was a good little tiny bit spicy, but it just added to the flavor with a couple Diet Cokes. And I must have ate like 3 of the dinner rolls that they bring out freshly baked. Awesome. And I stayed away from any desserts, and I went to sleep, and I slept pretty good. I don't normally like to eat big and go right to sleep, but I don't get to eat that type of steak often, and I was craving it because as soon as I saw my itinerary going delivery route, I knew I was going to swing right by it. I'm like, dude, man, you never know when you're going to hit a place again. Like, for example, this, it might be 20 years before you get back to a spot. You never know. You never know what happens. So enjoy at the moment. Enjoy. Take time. Treat yourself. Make sure, you're taking care of yourself, because at the end of the day, you got to be happy. You're sacrificing your life being out here on the road, living out here, living in the truck, basically. It's like my condo here. It's about the size of a jail cell, basically. But that's what it is. So I don't know how you guys enjoying your Friday. Today is June 13th, Friday, and year 2025. And like I said, I'm celebrating my 20 years of truck driving. and delivering to the same place I delivered 20 years ago. So my very, very, very first trip. So it's pretty good, pretty good. So don't know what the day is going to have planned for me. It could be very stressful, but we're not going to let it get us stressful. So I'm looking at positive. If I have it off and we have a good relaxed day, I'm gonna go find out where here I can go eat, find a nice Chinese buffet or Golden Corral or something. Have a good dinner. That's it. Look, these things happen. So it's a break. You never know. It takes you off the road. Maybe you were going to be somewhere there was traffic. Maybe you avoid getting a ticket, an accident, or some other problem. So try to enjoy life every opportunity you can. Stop and smell the roses. That's what I say. But for you guys in the trucking, I hope you guys consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. My channel's got a lot of different type content. Try to be funny, laugh, and sometimes I just got some things really, really on my mind, and we hold things in because we do a lot of driving. So I have my little childish outbursts sometimes, but it helps me relax. But other than that, I try to be happy. I don't try to hurt anybody, and I'm a people's person. So I love going to new places, trying out new foods, or going back to places. I've already had food like I did last night at the Big Tex, and you got to check that out, man. They're famous for a 72-ounce steak challenge. There's a lot of people that ate it, finished it, and they give you an hour to do that challenge. And what happens is they put you kind of like on a stage, and they got cameras that they uploaded live to their internet feed channel on the website. And they got clock counters and pictures of people that have completed it before. I hear that meal is kind of normally like a $200 meal, but because you're doing the challenge and it gains them publicity, I think they only charge you like $75 or $80 for that. So my bill on my 36 ounce with just some soda, I think the only thing I added, I may have forgot to mention, I added a side of mushrooms, which is great. This really it's like the cherry on top of an ice cream. The mushrooms are the cherry on top of a steak. But it came out to like $62. Not too bad. I did the right thing. I threw $80 on the table and let the waitress keep the rest. She treated me really good. By the way, her name was Taylor. So Taylor, thank you very much. I really, really enjoyed the service. And you were really nice laughing at old man's corny jokes. So I appreciate it. You said you're going to hit the like and subscribe. So I'll keep an eye out for your comments, okay? So just a little shout out to Taylor from the Big Texan restaurant. So thank you for being my waitress last night. It's just really like a tourist spot there, so you saw a lot of people, and they have a lot to see there. I think in their souvenir shop, they actually have a live rattlesnake there that they have as a mascot or a pet, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of really, really cool. And they have those Texas longhorns as souvenirs. They're real cattle longhorns. So you're a big fan of it, you can go ahead and buy them there. Not cheap, but it's a great souvenir. They have actually limousines there that they use to pick up truck drivers at the local truck stops nearby, because they do have truck parking, but it's limited. I was lucky I was able to find a parking spot, and I was able to stay overnight there, so I didn't have to drive after I had dinner, which was great. But the limousines they kind of almost look like 6-door passenger limos, which you may kind of see them possibly at an airport, or maybe even like funeral homes. They use them when they have to move a lot of people, so it has 3 doors on each side for passengers to get in and out. Then they have some regular limos, and then I've seen one stretch limo. They're using those Ford Transit vans now too. So a very popular stop. It's called the Big Texan, located in Amarillo, Texas, right off the interstate I-40. I think it's exit, don't quote me, but I think it's around exit 73 off the interstate. They are on the northwestbound lane side, so easy to find. They even have a horse motel there, so there's cowboys and cowgirls coming on by, and you're able, I guess, to let your horses out there, and there's a fee for that. So if you're on a long trip, maybe you're doing a rodeo or something like that, you could your horses could come out and stretch their legs, relax, and not just be boxed into their normal horse trailers. Let them stretch their legs a little bit, which is good. Help keep them relaxed, because that's what you want if you're transporting any type of animals. You want them to be relaxed, makes it, because it could be stressful for them, so you don't want that to happen. But life is what it is, guys. Like I said, today was really special for me, and I figured let me make a memory of it. And I was trying to do a live on it, but I guess it was a really bad time for lives, and I get real discouraged if you don't see immediate viewership. But sometimes people catch your live on the rewind, but it kind of loses motivation when you see a big zero and you're not having live viewers. So timing is pretty important, I guess. Somehow late night lives could be better, unless you really have a great following. Friday, people worried about work, getting their check, running to the bank, paying bills, getting ready for whatever weekend plans they had. So it's understandable a little bit, but nice little breezy here. I got the back windows open, I got the front windows open. Sun is hitting the front part of the truck, so it's getting close to noon, so it should set down. But it's nice and breezy, cool here. I don't even have to run the air conditioner, and just making the best of it. You got to. You're here today, you got tomorrow. So I just hope you guys, if you have any questions or stuff, please add it in the comments there. I do review all my people who take time to leave a comment. I know who you are, and I'll respond back. I try to respond back to everybody. I see the likes, but the way the likes are, you don't really see who did that. So if you enjoy the content and you throw a like, great. I appreciate that. It helps the algorithm of the channel and stuff. If you do take the time to make a comment, that's even great too. Really, really good. Oh, I hope you guys hear the sound pretty good. I don't know, do I need to raise my voice a little bit? I don't know if there's background sound, but good. So right now, we're tied up here. We don't know what's going to happen. In a little bit, I got to do my internet search and go ahead and get lunch. Matter of fact, since they don't open up at 3, I could probably PC out or something over to something for lunch. This way we get the belly full and we're relaxed, and we leave it in God's hands, okay? The receiving department gods and the shipping department gods, because them brokers, they lie more than them recruiters. So we want to avoid that. But I'm enjoying life. Hope you guys find yourself in a blessed place, happy, content. You're having a fantastic TGIF Friday. It's still kind of early. Well, it's about noontime. So I hope there's room in the rest of the day that you get good news. Get a little bit extra. Your paycheck's bigger than what you thought. Or, you have great plans. Somebody's giving you free tickets. Going somewhere. Maybe you're going to the beach because it is summertime. Just enjoy, be safe and stuff. And we're coming up on to a half an hour. Didn't want to make the video too long, but I appreciate it. You know, I'm still trying to get my channel monetized, so I'm still short a couple hundred watch hours. So maybe this video will put it over the top a little bit, and we can get monetized, and then we can do some real special things. You know, got a lot of ideas in my mind. It's just with driving a truck, it takes a lot of time away, and I can't do everything that I want, but it's always in my mind, so I put it away. Got a lot of videos that I've made I haven't uploaded yet. I have some real old content too that I'm thinking about polishing off, blowing the dust on, and re-uploading, maybe make some edits on it. So guys, thank you for supporting my channel. My name is John. I'm a truck driver. As you can see, I'm driving trucks now, my 20-year anniversary, and we're today here up in Amarillo, not Amarillo, we're in Lubbock, Texas. So if I said Amarillo earlier, that's where the steak restaurant was, and the name of that place was the Big Texan. So not much more to stretch out here. I'd love to hear from you guys. Please be safe on the road. Like always, have a DOT-free day. Do your pre-trips. Make sure all your permits, your inspections, everything's up to date. Don't wait till you get pulled over on the side of the road, because by then it's too late. You know, you're going to be getting a ticket. So try to do the best you can. Sometimes it's luck. Just check your tires. The temperatures is getting hotter, and if your the air pressure in your tires are low, as you're driving, you're going to heat up more and expand and blow your tires. I've been passing a lot of rubber gator back tires blown out on the road, and there's a reason for it. So be safe, guys and girls. Love you, and thank you for taking time and enjoying my channel. God bless you.